Tonight's episode, The Endangered Species.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
It's 11:59. At Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, America. It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Yeah, welcome everybody to our daily gun show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. On Fridays, we go over the week for 2A, what happened this week in 2A. So we post this here on YouTube and then also over on Substack and our blog over on Patreon. Let's see. So this week we had a couple of different things. We'll first off start with recommending that it's a good time to call senators. They have lots of things that they could be paying attention to, and their constituents are first on that list. We are their constituents. Use that mechanism. We've got Trick or Treat is a event happening in California this weekend, tomorrow. We did a conversation with Alan Anker yesterday about that, and it's a pretty cool get-together in California. Next week is one of Tony Simon's diversity shoots, the last one in October. We also have a 24-hour knife marathon coming up in November. I posted a link to that. It's a YouTube thing in an attempt to go live for 24 hours. It's 24 different channels, each taking a 1-hour segment and going together with a schedule and talking about knives and the rights of knife owners. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I had just discovered that. We've got the Wanenmacher gun show coming up in November 12th and 13th. That same weekend is the USCCA annual Carry Expo. This will be their 6th annual convention. This year it's in Fort Worth, Texas. Most of the events can be found at our website, guncalendars.com. So we'll put a link to that in the description as well as here in the live feed. Getting into the 2A news of the week, we've got New York. They had a court put a restraining order on enforcement of the Concealed Carry Improvement Act. There's a Substack article about that that's pretty decent. We've got a link to that. There's New Jersey there's lots of stuff happening in New Jersey. One of the things that was written about this week was a gun shop in New Jersey that had their license removed or revoked, their FFL revoked, for a couple of instances of people typing in USA instead of the county, and the employees not finding that. I think they said on 3 different FFL, on 33 different 4473s. And then there was, maybe it was 3 instances of someone who had waited longer than 30 days to pick up a firearm, and the employee didn't run a second 4473, which would be the procedure. And for those 5, I think, total infractions, their license was revoked. So you've heard a lot about the 500%. there's an article this week that talks about this specific case in New Jersey and about those very minor paperwork errors that would have been a verbal warning or something, or maybe a written warning in the past. In that article, they mentioned there's been 92 licenses revoked, 92 licenses revoked this year so far. So in 10 months, 92 licenses, and that's up quite a bit from past years. Also in New Jersey, there's a bill, A4769, that this week moved through the committee, I guess, and there was an opportunity earlier this week on the 21st to testify for that at the committee level, I suspect. And it looks like there's going to be a hearing now next week on the 24th in New Jersey. So they've got a pretty heinous bill moving through their process. Then we've got Tennessee had a ban on the, there was a court ruled against the ban on firearms being prohibited. I guess it was a ban on firearms in public housing. So they removed the prohibition on firearms in public housing. There's an article about that. Let's see, we've got Washington State. Their magazine ban is scheduled for next month. So there's some stuff talking about that this week. The Silent Majority Foundation, I guess, is the organization involved in that case against the state of Washington. There's a couple of articles I've linked to that talk about Veterans Affairs. There's a backlog in the Veterans Affairs, or the VA, which deals with the health of veterans in the United States. And since they have a backlog in their paperwork, they're not able to get information to the states that need it for concealed carry background checks and research. And that then the background log, or the backlog at the Veterans Affairs, is leading to people not getting their CCW. So we have a link to that. You've got HR 8957. That's at the national level. So this is another House of Representatives bill being pushed that is called the Gun Violence Prevention and Safe Communities Act. Of course, it's bad, so we want to be aware of that. Again, I started this whole thing with a urge to call, or a reminder to call senators. Their number is 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121. And that number will get you to your representatives as well. So this HR 8957 is national level legislation, more than likely because of it's election season. So they're trying to, they're going to be pushing this stuff. Good time to register to vote. Something I was listening to this week said that hunters, only 30% of hunters vote. So if you know somebody who's a hunter and for whatever reason they feel like not voting, maybe encourage hunters to vote. It sounds like we have a lot of opportunity there. It's a good opportunity to talk with hunters about gun rights as well, gun owners' rights as well. Then there's a new initiative out there, Project Unloaded. I think Crump made a video about it, and it's a new initiative to change the culture to make not owning a gun cool. So I guess that's happening. Up in Canada this week, today, the Liberal Party created their national handgun freeze, or enacted their national handgun freeze. So our international neighbor to the north is continuing right before our midterm elections to make headlines with their massive infringements on the rights of, well, what would have been rights of Canadians. Lastly, in an attempt to get some voters' guides for the upcoming elections, if you know of some of these, let me know and I'll include them. But the Gun Owners of California, or California Gun Owners organization out of San Diego, has quite a few, well, 3 different voters' guides available. They have one for San Diego, they have one for Inland Empire, which means something to people in California, and then they have one for Orange County. So these are regions of California, and they offer information about who to vote for and the different initiatives and stuff. Pink in the sand. He sees people carrying bows around in public, and people might not have seen Rambo. Bows can be pretty devastating. All right, so that was our wrap up of Second Amendment things for the week. Thanks everybody for joining us, and look forward to a wrap up of the things on Instagram on Sundays. Tomorrow we'll do the Ask Gun questions with Tony Simon and Clover Tack. I think tomorrow we're going to talk about the red dots a little bit and then answer the questions that have come in through the website, askgunquestions.com. We've been playing around with some other things last couple of weeks, so we'll get back on topic and touch on red dots. Otherwise, we have a new thing coming up tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned for that if you're into patches. And if you're into patches over on the Daily Gun Show Wednesday show next week, we'll be doing the patch panel battle where people can compete to get all kinds of cool stuff for patch panel competitions. So again, thanks everybody for showing up live and saying hey, and we'll be back to pick you up later.
So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org.
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourages you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.
Hey, did you know that you could help support our future projects and let everyone know you're a fan of what we do? Check out our print-on-demand store. We have a tab here on YouTube. When you click on it, you can choose from a bunch of different items. We have shirts and posters and coffee mugs. Click on the one you like. When you find the design you want to put on it, choose a color and a size if it's appropriate. And when you purchase these items, a portion goes to help fund our future projects. We really do appreciate your support. You get some cool stuff. When you get that stuff, post pictures here and on other platforms, and we'll hook you up next time you order from our Gear Website store. Thank you for your support of gunwebsites.com.